Ooh, okay, so got ourselves some Madden.
Oh yeah. So this was basically a triple whammy for me. First, it was an old game. Second, it is a sports game, and I usually don't play sports games. And third, it's American football, which I have no clue about. Really, no clue whatsoever. I assume this guy is Mr. Madden.
Yeah, the guy who's commenting is John Madden.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a huge expert on his history, but he was a very successful coach for
Mm.
years, but then made a real career as a commentator.
Okay.
And he had this. He was basically known. He was super passionate about the game, and
Okay.
so that's kind of where. Ooh, wow! You got tackled at what, the 26 or 27 yard? No, 24-yard line.
Yeah.
23. Oh Jesus! Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, no, you see, I figure out the tactics. I get the real setup. I get the real tactics, and I go a dev right,
Okay. Okay.
and I'll turn it around pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, who are
I
you
assume
now? Are you
starting at the
controlling the
26-yard
guys at
line
the
is pretty
bottom?
bad.
Yeah. You have to be control. Yeah. Okay. You're controlling
Yeah,
the blue guys.
yeah. I'm the guy who
Oh.
runs ahead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
27-yard run.
You know, I
15
remember
yards.
one of those old
Oh.
soccer games that I used to play. That when you go diagonally, the computer basically doesn't know how to tackle you, and it worked. Yeah, but other than that, I have really no clue. I mean, I know I have to get my blue guy somewhere in the field at the end of the game. I don't know which button I hit here, really. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. I don't know what was going on here. Obviously, I could
Okay.
pass to other players, which I figure out right now. But playing this, it was a little overwhelming. But again, figured out the tactics, new approach, going for the win.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'm actually enjoying this. I've never actually played a Madden game in my life, so this is kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
to actually see it for the first time. I mean,
Yeah,
I've
you're
seen
welcome.
people play, but I've never actually played Madden myself.
You should.
So, yeah, I really should. It's one of those things where it's probably something I'd really enjoy. And this is not the second game in the series.
Mm-hmm.
This is the second game on the Genesis in the
Yeah.
series. And Genesis is really where it's going to take on a life of its own, because the Genesis
Okay.
can handle sprites much better than the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And the NES, well, yeah, it was the NES.
Mm.
So this is where console sports games really take off. Now, the original version of Madden was on the Apple II. We talked about that 2 years ago or something on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And it really takes off here. One of the interesting things, or the big influence of John Madden himself on the game, is the fact that he insisted that they had to have all the players on the screen, because originally they didn't want to do that, and previous games had always limited the number of players.
Oh yeah.
And that kind of gave it some cachet. So I believe John Madden and John Madden Football 2 had already been out on computers, but this is the first time when they did a yearly update. And it's going to be yearly from this point forward to this day. So 92 has that distinction.
Well,
Also,
of course. I mean, you want to have all the recent names in your teams.
well, that's the thing. There's no names in this yet. You'll also notice it's Buffalo and New York, but they're not telling you the name of the team because they didn't have an NFL license yet. This is all happening without an NFL license.
Okay. Yeah, those are the things I need to be told, because as
Yeah.
a Buffalo, New York, and I'm like, sure.
Yeah, it's the New York Jets versus the Buffalo. I have no idea what the Buffalo team is. But yeah, so this is quite literally right now, before they have the license, before Electronic Arts is the sports super champs. FIFA hasn't come out yet. FIFA is going to be, I think, a year or two away still.
Mm.
And they're still using, they don't have the EA Sports logo yet, that EASN, the sports network. It follows in a line of other sports games where they're basically trying to replicate the feel of watching it on television.
Mhm.
That's why they call it the Sports Network. And this is also programmed, or the lead designer, I should say. It's probably not the programmer, but the lead designer was Scott Orr, who had originally had a company called GameStar, I believe was the name of it, that was famous for computer sports games in the early 80s. Then he did a game for Data East called ABC Monday Night Football, which was Monday Night Football on the ABC stations. And that also had this entire concept of it's supposed to feel like the commentators are there and it's on TV, and it had digitized speech from the commentators and stuff on the Commodore 64.
Oh, okay.
And then he went directly from that game to doing Madden for EA. And also at the time, CinemaWare had success with a series of games called TV Sports, Football, TV Sports, Basketball, and so forth, that also did the same thing with commentators and stuff like that. So it was a trend at the time that EA is almost getting too late, but EA got Scott Orr, who really basically reinvented the game and made it what it was. And years later, he's going to basically be kicked out because he wants more recognition or more money. And they're like, dude, we don't really need
You're big
you.
enough. Go.
Yeah. And nowadays he's completely out of the games industry. I need to try to get him on. He's on LinkedIn, and I've sent him a request for interview, but he hasn't responded, unfortunately.
Okay.
He seems to be a little bit bitter about it.
I mean, I can totally picture how he left, you know? He was, I either get more money and more recognition or I leave. And they're just like, not unlike another person.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the door.
Yeah. Sad but true. So this is you basically inches away almost. You're on the second yard line.
Yeah.
And it's first down. Oh, geez. You are screwed. You don't even know what it means that it's a first down?
Because the 7 minutes are up.
Okay.
So, who won? So let me just ask you one question. Who won?
Nobody won because nobody has actually scored a point yet.
What?
There's been no points scored yet. No.
Okay.
So the way it works, and I'm not going to include this in the video. Everybody else can go and find a tutorial, but I will educate you on this before we get back to the recording. Okay, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.